The college basketball experience Big 12 season preview episode for 2025-26 on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Yes, play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is John Sally, and you listen to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience. It's the Big 12 season preview. And youtube.com/the college experience. The previews have been happening. Shit, these guys are grinding out episodes every single day, two-a-days, all that good stuff. I was at ACC Media Days last week talking ball. It's in the air. All right. It's in the air. I talked to Jay Billis, had to say what's up to the great Jay Billis. Had to tell him, hey, no. We want to storm the court, brother. We want to storm the court. Even though I'm sure we disagreed, but anyway, youtube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. As the Big 12, some would say this might be the best conference of them all over the past 5 years. And I think they might be valid over the past 5 years. I think that would be fair. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swigga Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm dying in this fucking country-ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck, I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out of this country, mother.
I mean, they call it the truck stop conference, but they play good ball. Let's go. Back that 18-wheeler up. Tune in. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Football Experience and formerly of the Big 12 College Experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Money Lod Mac. What's up, man?
What is up, man? Yes, my favorite conference, America's Conference, the Big 12. Great coaches, great home court atmospheres. It's the best league. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. And we're also joined by third man in the booth. You have heard him on the College Baseball Experience. He is the man behind the scenes. He's the guy behind the guy on the College Basketball Experience over the past few years. Give it up for the great Noah Bienick. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to talk about the Big 12 and what they hope to be a resurgent year and hopefully taking over that top spot in conferences in college basketball once again. Because, yes, they've been the best conference over the last 5 years, but the SEC kicked ass and took names in the non-conference last year. But speaking of this conference and how they finished and how our preseason predictions went last year, each of us picked a different team to win the conference, and all three of us were wrong.
Big 12 in a nutshell.
Colby went with Baylor. I took Kansas, and Mac had he had Baylor too. I was looking at a different line for Mac. My apologies. But Houston goes 19-1 in the league last year. The only loss they had was at home to Texas Tech. They went undefeated on the road.
And I mean, that's what happens when you put an AAC team. If you do that, if you give East Carolina the call up, we will come in there and represent the Carolina as well.
How's it going for Cincinnati?
Well, the Skyline Chili keeps them weighed to the ground. All right.
Cincinnati, UCF, they're down there too.
UCF made the tournament 2 years ago, right? Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
No, it's been 5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
For the Big 12.
Yeah.
Wait,
Zion.
Have you been on the show 5 years? Because I feel like you were on that show with us.
No, that they played Zion. That's how long it's been for UCF.
You're right. His sneaker exploded.
Yeah, they had Taco
right?
Fall.
Yeah, Taco. Yeah.
All right. Well, they were on the bubble. They're on the bubble.
Yeah.
All these years blend in, man. Anyway.
The winner of the Big 12 tournament was Houston, too. They swept the league. I picked the Cougars. Both of you guys had Kansas winning the conference tournament, convinced that Bill Self would win in KC again. The sleeper for the league. You have to rewind 13 months to Colby's trip to Tempe to understand why he picked Arizona State as his sleeper there.
Look. Yeah, I was 30 Jamesons deep, but I got sold a bag of goods by our good people at Venezia's Pizza.
16.
Yeah, they're sitting there like, he was in the same. Bobby Hurley was in the same suite as me. We were all drinking the same shit. So of course the word's getting around. They're like, "Hey, this team's for real. This is the year. They're doing it. Never again." Because I even said that night, drunk, and Hurley probably heard me. And he's like, "Who's this idiot?" Right? I was like, yeah, they're always fucking counterfeit. But then they kept preaching it to me. I was like, maybe they're onto something. But I was on something. That's what it was. Bad play.
Max sleeper was Cincinnati. Weren't much better. 7-13 there.
Wes Miller.
I had Texas Tech though, and they were a Final Four team of mine in the preseason. So I checked the box there. And then for the bust.
Does Texas Tech count as a sleeper, bro? Shut up.
They were. So in 2024,
they played in the national championship in the past 5 years. What are you talking about?
I think it was media poll. We were judging on media poll or something like that.
I'll give them a little bit of credit that they finished second and they got to the Elite Eight, but they have been a good program.
Yeah, they've been a good program, but
Arizona State, I feel like under Hurley, the best thing they did was play in the play-in game, right? So it's like I feel like that's a sleeper. TCU is a sleeper. You
gotta confront me at the end of the show when we're doing our predictions.
I'm fully for. I probably I probably had more Jameson here doing the show than I did in Tempe.
And then Colby had TCU, so that's a hit. I think they go 9-11, which was a
thank you.
I don't know if it was.
I don't know if it was a great call either, but I'll take it. I'll take it right now.
On the bust, I was. Did I mention that or not? For bust, Colby was on TCU. They went 9-9 the year prior. I think they were picked 8th, and last year they go 9-11, finished in the bottom half of the conference. Good enough. Mac had BYU. That was incorrect.
To me.
And then I picked Colorado, who went 3-17 in the league and finished last. So.
What were they projected to be, though? As a Bucs fan, I don't feel like a lot of people had them to be good last year.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but we went off of
the preseason rankings or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Good call.
So
I would have told you the Bucs are going to be trash, though.
So the only one that I don't think necessarily got a check was the Big 12 commish.
I'm not used to this dude fucking Big 12.
And this is where I would like a State of the Union for the conference, because it hasn't been some new blood that's dragged down the overall quality of the league. Is that what's going on here? Or?
I don't know. It's also different schedules too. I mean, it's a super conference now with 16 teams. So
you no longer have your round robin that you.
Yeah, it's not a true champion. But there have been teams that have held their own. Houston, BYU. I would say Arizona for the most part held their own as well.
Yeah.
But then the other teams have been trash. Colorado.
The reality, dude, is you brought in a bunch of schools: Arizona State, Colorado, Utah of late, UCF, and Cincinnati of late.
Has been a disappointment to the Big 12.
Well, they've been struggling really. I almost think since the Hugs left. I know Cronin had a couple teams, but
I don't know. I feel like you knew what you're going to get when those teams came in. You're actually hoping they can up it, a little bit. Tad Boyle's got Colorado probably the best it's been ever, at least since I've been alive. Even with it being a bad year last year, like he's been the coach that has them at the highest level. Arizona State is just an anomaly. I don't understand how they're not good. Like
they're good in football,
but you go to the campus, they're good in hockey. They're good. They've had good years in baseball before.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I would say to Noah's point, the floor is definitely lower because, like in the years where they were by far the number one ranked conference, the last place team was like 11-2 going into conference play. Now, a couple of the teams in the basement are not as good. Now, you did add Houston, who went to the national championship. Should have won the game. They led for 39 minutes. Arizona, I know they usually choke, but they're always in the hunt, Sweet 16. And then BYU has taken their program to another level with their resources. So they had three really good programs. Cincinnati's the one that, like, they got to get that thing going again. Like you said, they got rich history. I just don't know if they have the right guy. And
and the best thing about the BYU thing is that's going to spice up Utah.
Yeah. And they went the NBA route, too, with the former player.
It's like Purdue's recent run has only pissed off Indiana fans. Yeah. So like that's the beautiful thing about college sports is your rival starts winning. You're like, oh fuck, call up Billy over there in goddamn Switzerland. Write us a check. We got to get our shit together. All right. Well, look, let's talk about this. But before we do that, I do want to let the good folks know that the college basketball experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And look, the NHL is back, and so is the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Join Ryan and Joel as they break down the biggest games, storylines, awards, and best bets throughout the season. Also, check out Noah B. has been given the good college hockey fans a nice slap shot of content on the college experience, youtube.com/the college experience. Check it out. Noah, how what's the schedule on releasing that?
It's just every Friday night. It's relatively much easier to follow than college basketball. There's only like 70 college hockey teams at the Division I level compared to 360 basketball teams. So Friday night, with it being the less trafficked college basketball night, I figured I can add this to the schedule. And just short 5-minute like clips, best picks of the night, biggest game.
I like it. And when I'm president of the country, right, I will make it a requirement that every state in all 50 states, every school in all 50 states must have a football, basketball, baseball, and hockey team. All right.
If Arizona State can have a hockey team, there's no excuse.
That's what I'm saying. Goddamn universities. No one wants to get exercise anymore. You know what I mean? Play goddamn sports, you pussies. But anyway, get that app, SGPN app. Check out the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Check out the College Hockey Experience every Friday night. Pairs perfectly with your Stallone flicks, your late night Stallone flicks, Tulsa King, and whatever else you're doing on your Friday nights, you crazy indoor bastards. All right, catching rug burns. Right. Anyway, let's get to it. And we want to say anything else before we just get to previewing every single team?
No, we got a lot of these teams.
I was about to say.
Let's rattle them off.
All right, let's start with the Arizona Wildcats. And I must shout out the great David Matola, who was reporting live from Tucson with fake lightning this past Saturday against BYU. He even held a metal rod for an hour. I was like, please hold a metal rod for an hour and let me know if this is real. He has tagged me in about 50 texts, or not texts, but tweets on them going back to their old basketball court with the cactus logo.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
And that is why we got to take them to win the conference, guys. No, I mean, I do feel like I don't want to fade them too much because of that. They got big time recruits coming in. How about Koa Pete? A 5-star, number 8 recruit in the nation. How about Braden Burries? A 5-star, number 11 recruit in the nation. And they go to Germany to get Ivan Gajgov. And then they have him. And don't forget that Jaden Bradley is back from a season ago. Played about 34 minutes a game for them at the guard spot there. They got a couple other returning guys in Awaka, Del Osorio, and Krivas.
Oh yeah,
Del Orso.
Yeah.
you're doing good.
Don't forget about the Harvard transfer, Evan Nelson. All right. They also have a 4-star in Dwayne Aristode. And they went to Sudan, I believe they say, for Mabel Mawat. God damn it. What am I looking at? The goddamn fucking Barcelona team here? What's going on here? I love Tommy Lloyd. This guy's everywhere. You know what he does? And this is why they're genius, these coaches. I was talking to Mike Young about this at ACC Media Days. This is great because your life's crazy with the portal. You might as well scout some talent all around beautiful places on the planet. You take a trip to New Zealand and scout some 5-star, right? You take a trip to Italy. You take a trip to, a couple places in the States, but you don't go to fucking Des Moines. You go to fucking Miami. You go to, they figured it out. Now the trip to Sudan, I don't know. I haven't been to Sudan yet, but look, that wouldn't surprise me if they're pretty good this year, despite them being this young. So I will say I'm kind of optimistic. It's really the logo move, though. That means they got something. That means there's a pep in their step. So I think Tommy Lloyd will be terrible in March, and I think they'll be good in the regular season and probably a little bit better than what I thought of them last season. So, Mac, your thoughts on these
Colby,
Wildcats?
The chat doesn't want you to leave out this guy's name.
Yeah, LeBron's son's on the team too.
I purposely avoided that.
They would like you to name it though.
0 star. Shout out to the chat. 0 star Bryce James. He came in from high schools in China, but forget which one that was. Was that Su Chow? Mac, what do you think of these Wildcats?
I mean, I like them. They're going to be good in the regular season. I mean, you see Lloyd's record, 112-33. I know they have 2 freshmen that they're going to lean heavily on, but they're really talented, and Arizona always recruits well. I like Bradley at the point guard. They get Krivas back off the injury. Also, Waka in the front court coming back. So they have a good mix of youth and experience. I got them as a contender. I don't think they're going to win the Big 12, but I think that they'll be right there for a top 4 seed in March once again. Maybe get back to the Sweet 16 under Tommy Lloyd.
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd is 61-19 in 4 seasons of Big 12 play. And that comes, he's had some rosters that I necessarily haven't really liked on paper, but it's been 4 straight seasons of top 11 offenses nationally and 4 straight seasons of top 40 defenses. So it's a pretty good recipe of success. Instead of doubting Lloyd because of his roster and how Euro and young it is, I'm just going to give in this year and just have him, somehow get to the Sweet 16 and then get bounced there for the 4th time in 5 years. I think this front court is loaded. And outside of Krivas and Awaka, who are great defensive big men, everybody on this team has positional size. They're physical. They can shoot it. You've got a veteran point guard in Bradley. Arizona's got some really good pieces to make up a Sweet 16 team.
And let's just key in on the schedule. Me and NC Nick might have had a conversation about the opening night game at the Swamp, catching a case of swamp ass down there, Gainesville, Florida, taking on the Gators, the non-con. How about that? So opening night. I'm sorry, that's not in Gainesville. That's in the Hall of Fame series, right? What is that? Is that LA or Vegas?
It's
yeah. Is that Vegas or LA?
It's in Vegas. It's at T-Mobile.
I know they're doing some shit at the Inuit Dome or whatever that new Clipper Stadium is. I think they get so if that's there, then I think they get UCLA at the Inuit Dome, if memory serves me correct. They also get UConn at UConn. That's pretty awesome. Then they get, I believe, Auburn having Bruce Pearl and his family come to Tucson, and then they get Alabama in Birmingham of all places. What these fucking neutral site games, by the way. I was making a note of that on this page because they play Alabama in Birmingham, not Tuscaloosa. They get San Diego State and Phoenix, not Tucson. I mean, I commend them for the non-con schedule, but can we button this up a little bit? God damn it! All right, I mean, you're so close. If you're making the trip to Birmingham, why can't you play in Tuscaloosa? It bothers me.
So what's the return game in Phoenix? Probably the next year. It's probably at the Suns Arena. Yeah.
Well, at least I don't know. It's just why. What do they say? Field of Dreams. Go the distance. Go the distance. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about the piles of shit in Tempe that burned me. That is Bobby Hurley. He's back. Shout out to Bobby Hurley. We did enjoy watching Sun Devil football. He's still here.
I can't believe he's still here.
What's going on here? Who's got the photos?
It's crazy.
They're all saying that you got to pay some players too. So I think that's saving Hurley here.
It's true, but you also got to pay some coaches. Too,
I'm not
right?
sure what players they paid to come, but
something's up. This is
you
like
got the nudes.
This is something's up right there. All right, so there's something going on out in the desert. All right. Bobby Hurley's 210 and 171. He's coming off a great 13-20 season. Before that, he was 14-18. Before that, 23-13. God, 22-23 season looks amazing at this point. Matola saying, "Love Hurley, perfect fit for this bullshit team." That's a Wildcat fan talking through and through right there.
Bobby Hurley had a mid-major all-star team last year, finished 4-16, and went, "Yeah, I loved that experience. Let's run it back."
Yeah, surprised he did. Yeah, and he goes out in the portal. They bring nobody back, by the way, and I mean nobody. They go out and bring in Mo Odom from the Waves of Pepperdine. We'll see if that works.
Bringing nobody back is a common theme in this conference too. Only one team more than 50% of their minutes returning.
This is a true wild card team. This team is going to be a shit show again.
Well, Adante Holloman comes in from Georgia Southern. I remember watching Georgia Southern and Holloman a season ago. I don't know if he can play at this level. We'll see. I mean, he balled out in the Sun Belt. Marcus Adams from CSUN there in Los Angeles. Cal State Northridge coming in. I did like the Northridge team. They were a darling of ours. Alan David Mukba from Oakland comes in. How about the NAIA transfer, Anthony Johnson?
Hilarious.
Coming in from the University of Cumberland. Maryland or Tennessee? There's a few different Cumberlands.
Yeah, there's like three.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee, Maryland.
Yeah, you figure that out. Bryce Ford also coming in from Toledo. And then Santiago Truitt from the Toreros of San Diego. Steve Lavin's bunch. Then they went all around the goddamn world too, bringing in a Serbian guy and Jovan Ijovic. I'm not naming all these goddamn names. Masamba Diop played in Spain. Noah Mihusin from Belgium. Goddamn Italian Dame Salane. I've had that dish before. Andrea Gorbic. A 22-year-old sharpshooter. He's projected to start. He's 6'10". Apparently he's pretty good. God damn it, I got no idea. I wish I could give you deep analysis on this team. But since they burned me last year, and they burned me good, I'm going to say the hell with this team. I got no idea. I mean, how are we supposed to break this down? This is Oregon State a couple years ago. They went that. Now I should mention that Oregon State team went to the fucking Elite Eight or something. All I mean, how are you supposed to break this down? How are we supposed to do our job here, guys?
It's Bobby Hurley. You know, they have no identity. They'll be entertaining. They'll do some wild shit. They'll pull an upset or two, and then they'll lose by 30 the next game. That's been the Hurley experiment. It's been up and down, inconsistent, entertaining. 210 and 171, 83 and 104 in conference games. I don't see how you can say this team won't be in the basement or close to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look on paper, this team looks great. All of them absolute stars from the previous destination, but we just saw this play out last year. Like, these teams I never really love because you have to identify some roles within the team, and when everybody comes from the previous destination, being the go-to scorer, being the ball dominant guy in their offensive system or whatever, there's just a lot of mouths to feed and too many questions and things to iron out. And also with Hurley's teams, defense has been quite the issue. And again, I don't love a lot of what's going on in Tempe right now, and they just need to pull the plug.
Well, actually, since we love to gamble. We are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Which player? I want you to pick a player. Which player will be booted off the team this year? It was it was BJ Freeman last year and Jose Perez the year before.
Yeah, it's always somebody.
Can we pick?
And then was it Christopher that quit on the team 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's somebody.
This is great. We should go over to cut. We should all put $50 down on a. For me, when I look at this,
Johnson, it's the Cumberland guy.
No, because he's NAIA. He's hungry.
Yeah, he's bought in.
I think it's like the guy that averaged a shit ton of points in the previous spot, like a Dante Holloman at Georgia Southern, or perhaps Mo Odom, someone that's just thinking, oh man, we're gonna hit the ground running. It might get benched for one of these Serbian players,
I think your Dante Holloman might be a good spot.
That's the one, man. That's the one.
Threes a game last year.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. He's out. He's out by January, and he's got strong words on Twitter. All right. All right. Next up.
What's the ceiling for this team? Middle of the pack. If it all hits, they can't. Yeah, no way.
Bobby Hurley's best year is 12 wins.
Did he get an extra year? That was when the Pac-12 was there too.
Yeah,
where it was easier.
Yeah.
Did he get an extra year because Arizona State football made the playoffs, where they just weren't paying attention?
Yeah, he got an extension in March of 24. Wait, that was 2 years ago. Why did he get it off of a 14 and 18 year? So he has a contract through 25, 26. So this is it.
Yeah, this is his last year. They just didn't want to buy him out.
It's hilarious.
They're going to mutually agree to part ways after the year.
Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on basketball, and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none, and their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. I can attest for that. I placed many of marble race bets during COVID over here. So look, it's easy to deposit lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. And when you do, use the promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus. Up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. And so with Novig, you know you're getting some of the best prices because it's an exchange, folks. Novig's available in 35 different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code. That is SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. All right. Next up, let's shift gears to the Baylor Bears. They let me down last year too. And surprise, surprise, the whole damn roster's new. And surprise, surprise, I can't pronounce any of these names on this on this goddamn thing. They brought in a big time freshman, 4-star, number 17 recruit in the nation, Twande Yesusofu.
I think it's Yesufu, like the exact same way, like the Kansas player and the Drake player and the.
Is that Tunde or is that Tuande? Tuande?
It might be Tunde. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I know it's Yesufu.
All right. I need to get more drunk to continue this show. They got a Wyoming transfer coming in Obi Egbem, from old Sundance Wicks and company. Daniel Skillings from Cincinnati. The Bearcats can't win at Cincinnati. Why don't you come to a real winner? How about Michael Rataj from Oregon State, the Beavers, and then Jocelyn Bodu. He was a name that was fun to pronounce. Watching a bunch of those High Point games a season ago. Caden Powell coming in from the Rice Owls. Who? The fuck is that? No, I'm joking. Caden Powell though coming in. He played very well for Rice a season ago. They were kind of a darling of my midseason. I feel like Rice. They were covering a lot of games for me. JJ White from Omaha. He's coming in. Isaac Williams from Corpus Christi. They are deep sea diving over here. And then Cameron Carr from the Tennessee Volunteers. They also got some other guys here. How about Andre Iguodala, the second, a 3-star? And how about Michael Perez from Italy coming in, as well as Mayu Sooye from Nigeria. I mean, the game has gotten global, folks. And yeah. I can't get there this year. I can't. I think they'll be at Scott Drew is such a good coach. They'll be in the NCAA tournament, but like I don't think they're I don't think they're a serious contender this year. Mac?
Yeah, I mean their problem the last couple of years is they were not the vintage Baylor defensive team. They kind of were soft. They were small. They went with a bunch of guards. So they definitely went with more size and want to be able to protect the rim again with guys like Bodo coming over from High Point, and then Rataj at Oregon State. So they're old. They got a bunch of 1-year rentals here. I'm with you. I trust Scott Drew to find a way to get them to the tournament because that's what he does. Yeah, this is a reminder that he won a national championship at Baylor when they couldn't even have a team when he took over that program because they had guys murdering one another. So, yeah, this guy's a Hall of Famer. He'll find a way to get him to the dance.
Yeah. The old murder college basketball thing.
I get so many tweets throughout the year be like, Scott Drew's the most overrated. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He won a national championship at a program where they had guys murdering each other.
Might have won a second if COVID didn't happen.
Yeah, he's an elite college basketball coach. He turned down Kentucky.
And I'll rewind to the beginning of his tenure. He's actually been like a really good coach with rosters that weren't very sexy. You look at the national championship roster, and a couple of those guys were JUCO guys.
Yep.
So when you see look at this roster and see that it's not very appealing off the paper, like that's what I immediately think too. But Scott Drew, offensively, it's still there. Like 7 straight years, top 5 offense in the Big 12. You can bank on it. He's had a couple of number 1 offenses in that stretch. With Scott Drew, though, like Mac mentioned it, are they going to have to go to the zone because they are not functional defensively outside of it? If they do, there is some length here, and they should be able to figure that out. But I do think that Skillings is an excellent defensive guard coming in from Cincinnati. And I loved Michael Rataj at Oregon State. Absolute baller. Took him a lot over on Underdog Fantasy, a lot of his player projections. Loved backing him for the Beavs. The question I have, though, is like the main point guard spot. I don't know if Obi is the answer, and if it's not, I JJ White coming from the Summit League to the Big 12. We saw that last year at Kansas with who was it? Zeke Mayo, who was really highly regarded, coming in, expected to be one of their go-to point guards when it wasn't DeJuan Harris, and it didn't necessarily go great. So it's a little bit of a wait and see for me. Again, top half team, have faith in Scott Drew, and the offense is going to be there. If the defense shows up, the ceiling might be a little bit higher than we all expect.
I think we all agree. Here. All right, next up, let's jump over to the team. Is this
must watch?
I was about to say, You got Texas Tech in football. Well, I think Texas Tech is spending money in every sport because I know they have the softball player. I just feel like they're loading up in everything. But what BYU is doing is quite fascinating. Guys, can we just make the statement that they're the team, I feel like, that is not a historical blue blood, that is the most the team you want to watch most this season, right?
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Is there another one that I'm missing?
It's hard to make. I mean, with how good AJ's supposed to be, and that environment too, and the other guys that they bought, yeah, the BYU's definitely right there is the most fascinating team.
Yeah. So what Max I'm sorry, Bienick, what's
to legitimately answer the question? I don't think so. Not for me personally. We were just talking about it the other day. Arkansas State is one that comes off the top of my mind. Like that roster's all over the place with a brand new coach too. So just another name to throw out there. Say I'm not all the way in on BYU locked in main television night one.
I think I am. I'm just fascinated. I just love the arms race in college sports, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball. Like you it's fascinating to watch, especially when these teams out of nowhere, just sort of like, yeah, we got money, we can pay players now. Fuck you, you know. So what Mac was referring to with AJ, how do I pronounce it again? Debonsa. Yeah. He's the number one recruit in the nation, and he's coming into a team that returns Richie Saunders, who bought out for them a year ago. They returned Dawson Baker. They return Kiba Keita. They return Mahalo Boskovic and Brady Kozlowski. All those guys are back for BYU. Then they go out and they get Robert Wright III from Baylor, who bought out with them a year ago, 11.5 points a game. Kennard Davis, who was a beast for the Salukis a season, last year, 16 points a game. How about Dominique Diomande coming in from Washington, sat out last year, but a freshman they're excited about. Tyler Emrys from the Vandals of Idaho. Nate Pickens from the Highlanders of Riverside. He played good ball for UC Riverside. They were a darling of mine a year ago. They bring in a couple other freshmen. The kid from Austria, Alexa Kostic, and also Kadeem Mbop. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. But man, they're going to be fascinating to watch, and I just feel like night in, night out. I can't wait to watch them. But I think they're a top 3 or 4 team in the Big 12. So and we'll get to the schedule in a second. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like BYU this year because they have a nice combination of returning production coming back and then dipping into the portal with the home run and Rob Wright, who's already played in this league. Obviously, AJ is the highly touted big name, but their season turned around last year when they put Keita into the starting lineup. Correct. They were soft as shit to start Big 12 conference play. I was like, this team can't guard anybody. When they put Keita in, then they won like 12 out of 14, got to the Sweet 16. They got him back as a rim protector. So they got a nice mix of offense, defense, experience. This team's got pretty much everything. So this is a top 14 for me in the Big 12.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep with Mac here. There was, for me, the big storyline is Debonsa, but I'm not all the way bought in on it. To me, it seems like it might be a little bit of a circus. He's been so inconsistent from a lot of what I've watched him in various stages of the amateurs. And when you see some game highlights and whatever, shot selection's not ideal, consistent effort when the ball's not in his hands, also concerning. But he's going to be the most talented athlete on the floor at all times this season. I just prefer the ball in Rob Wright's hands. And I think you're going to get that for a lot of possessions with BYU. So that's what makes me not be totally cold with BYU here. And Coach Kevin Young led at BYU to the 3rd best offense in the Big 12 last year. Defensively, they finished middle of the pack, but they got so much better, like Mac mentioned, when Keita got put into the starting lineup. There's really good shooting. He's a good rim protector. good shooting around Cada. I think the Cougars should be really good as long as it's not the DeBonsa show and it's an actual team.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about this schedule because they open up.
Yeah, they play a schedule. Woo!
They open up in Vegas Monday, November 3rd against the Villanova Wildcats. I believe that's the doubleheader with the Florida Arizona game. Pretty awesome. Should we go back to Vegas? It's a pretty great first game there. First two games. They also go to the Boston Garden to take on the UConn Huskies. And once again, go the distance. They also host Wisconsin, not in Provo, but in Salt Lake City. Go the distance.
There's so many semi-home, semi-away games now.
They also take on Miami in Florida, but not Miami, Florida. Go the distance.
That one's at least the preseason tournament.
I know. Then they get the winner of Dayton, Georgetown. They also take on Clemson in the Jimmy V Classic at the Garden. I think that rounds off the non-con. But man, this is gonna be fun as shit to watch. I'm very high on them. Oh, I mentioned that. I forgot for a second. I thought I forgot the UConn game. Must watch. Can't wait. A lot of soaking going on in Provo.
Oh yeah,
we'll see how that goes when you bring in the number one recruit in the nation. You're bringing him in to not have sex.
Yeah,
we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see if they kick him off like Retzlaff.
All those broads in Provo better keep their lips sealed. All right.
That's Brandon Davies how it worked out for him.
All right, because when you're the number one recruit in the nation and you're going anywhere, let's just say that. Part of the college experience is
the only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Why do you think they put so many games in the Northeast? Get them to New York City, get them to Boston, get them to all these other cities, get them out of
Get them out of there. That didn't happen.
Kenneth Hatter with a good comment here too.
They can't go the distance at BYU. Shout out to Kenneth, man. Long time listener. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bearcats. In a similar vein with Bob Hurley is Wes Miller. At least he's had winning seasons, though. Wes Miller came in with a lot of hype. He's 267 and 194, but he just hasn't been able to get over the top. Like that classic 80s Stallone flick there. 23 and 13 and 22, 23, 22 and 15 and 23, 24, 19 and 16 and 24, 25. Are they going backwards is the question. The Cincinnati Bearcats, and look, they do kind of have a brand new team.
Of course they do.
Yes, they got Day Thomas back. But besides that, guess who they go out and get? Kirk Krishna.
Yep, I'm out on this team.
Oh yeah.
Mac, you've got two West Virginia guards in this.
I like Harris.
Sincere Harris comes in as well.
Yeah.
Jalen Haynes. Wait till we get our hands on you coming in from George Mason. Mustafa Tiayam from UCF. Baba Miller from FAU. I don't know if we're familiar with him. They also bring in a Baylor transfer in Jalen Celestine. And then a bunch of freshmen. I'm not naming these freshmen. All right. Get out of here. All right. They're on the bench for a reason. All right. I'm joking. But I mean, look, they're what's going on? We're just every damn team. It's like Lucas Atori from Brazil, Jordi Rodriguez from Spain, Keyshawn Tillery. Okay. That's a good one. I like that one. That 4-star. And then Sean Abave from a 4-star as well, number 29 recruit in the nation. These guys are on the bench. I'm only fucking with you if you're listening to this. All right, I'll go to Brazil tomorrow. Give me a flight to Rio de Janeiro. Let's go. All right. Who gets fired first, Wes Miller or Bobby Hurley?
They care more at Cincinnati. That's for sure.
We just talked about it too. Bobby will finish the year because Arizona State's not going to buy him out. So
I just like there's talent on this roster. Don't get me wrong. They got a bunch of journeymen, guys that are on their third, fourth school. I know one thing. I would not be calling Kirk Creesa up if I was in a hot seat year. That's not the name I would want to try and save my job. Cincinnati will probably do what they always do. They'll tickle us in the non-con. They'll have flashes where we think, oh, this is the year they're going to turn the corner, and then they'll lose a boatload of close games in conference play. They'll find a way to not win games. So I got them probably just under the middle of the pack line once again. Maybe they can get to the middle this year. Probably not.
Yeah, like the biggest thing for Cincinnati under Wes Miller is just, can they put the ball in the bucket? Because the offenses have been brutal for the Bearcats in Miller's tenure. They've had one top 70 offense. Day Thomas and Kirk Creesa are offensive-minded guards. I wouldn't say there's much else to that mind. There's definitely no defense with Creesa. I will say that I do think that there are some defensive pieces that will sustain that side of the ball. Wes Miller's always had really good defenses. Again, I don't see a whole lot of good shooters on this team. And if you're relying on Creesa to create a lot of your offense, there are going to be some possessions where it's just a total brain fart. And it's just, that's the Creesa experience. So for me, I like the front court here. That's about as positive as I can be with Cincy, and Day Thomas is an experienced point guard in the league. But I've got him right in the middle of the pack where they've been in recent years. So yeah, I don't see a very positive outlook where this team's a single-digit seed in the NCAA tournament. Very bubbly to me.
Yep. So we need some difference here. Next up, let's talk about the greatest team in the land, in the Big 12, that is. My Colorado Buffaloes and Taddy B. 368 and 269. Obviously 18 and 17 and 22, 23, 26 and 11 and 23, 24. Obviously they had the tournament appearance there where they beat the Gators and then lost a close one to Marquette. And then last year, 14 and 20. I did think they played a little bit better than I thought they would, believe it or not.
They were chippy down the stretch.
That's what I'm saying. And that has me a little bit, they return a shit ton of production. This is the most in the Big 12, right? It's got to be one of the most.
No.
Okay.
Iowa State and Houston.
Okay. They got to be third then, right? Colorado?
They're actually in the middle.
On Torvik, really? They're in the middle. So, I mean, how many? They're returning one starter.
I mean, you got four guys that started or that played double. I mean, more than what?
Yeah, but they're losing
minutes.
They're losing 5 guys that played 20 minutes a game. They're losing all 5 starters.
They have a bunch of guys stepping up.
Yeah, I just know that I feel like compared to the other teams that we've talked about, this one.
Yeah, they're not a completely new team like Baylor and Cincinnati were.
And they bring back Bangat Dak. They also bring back Elijah Malone. Played good for them a year ago. Sebastian Rancic and Felix Cazares is back, and they went out and got Barrington Hargis from UC Riverside. I know that was the Buff fans were really excited about that one. Averaged 20 points a game with the Highlanders. And don't forget, they went out to your boys, the Denver, the Pioneers, to bring in John Manny. Even Bienick didn't know who the fuck that was when scouting these Pioneers. He said, who? They brought in a couple 4-stars, though. Jalen Holland, a 2-guard there. 4-star recruit. Also Josiah Sanders and a couple 3-stars in Isaiah Johnson, Taco Ifola, and Ian Inman, as well as an Israeli recruit, Elon McKelly. So coming in, I mean, guys, I got them winning the Big 12. With that much returning production, the fact they're the greatest team, Chauncey Billups played here, so pretty simple there. No, I will say this: I do think they will be vastly improved compared to last year.
I think they can take a step forward and win a couple more than. I mean, they only won 3 regular season games. They won 2 in the conference tournament, so they 5 total. I think that they can be a little bit more improved from last year. And what we say with Tad, they seem to get more out of less and then get less out of more when they're expected to be really good. So not the basement, but definitely in the bottom half for me.
Yeah, I usually like to look and see just how well the program health, both offensively, defensively, what the strengths are. But it was really tough last year because that roster was not even like a D1 roster. And they just get 3 wins in the Big 12. But at the same time, going into the Pac-12, you can see that there was a little bit of a steep climb into the Big 12 for other teams like an Arizona State or a Utah. So I thought that would be not as relevant for Colorado. To me, again, you're relying on some development within the program of that roster that was not a D1 talent like roster. Elijah Malone was a 2-time All-American at the NAIA level. He is once again probably their guy, maybe outside of only Barrington Hargress, who was like the do-it-all guy at UC Riverside. Very fun player to watch. I think that was a hell of a get. They've got a nice duo of a point guard and center / big man if they want to do any pick and roll stuff, because also Malone can shoot it a little bit too. But it's the depth is very, very young, inexperienced. There's not a whole lot to like here. Once again, it's a situation that I'm not running to the window to be bullish on.
Remember when they beat UConn last year?
Yes.
More of that
I don't
loading.
really, but
They beat Baylor too. They beat Baylor. They beat UConn.
Yeah.
Beat Dub V. All right, buddy.
Yeah. That was the rig. That was the rig game that got Carolina in the tournament.
And they went to that college basketball crown bullshit. All right.
Yeah, you mentioning that, I completely forgot that they had beaten UConn last year.
Oh yeah, game 1 on the money line.
Yeah, let's go. That was in Maui.
Yeah.
So it wasn't game 1. It was like game 4 or something. I don't know.
It was the second game after Memphis had beat him, and then everybody's like, "Oh, UConn's gonna bounce back and smoke him," and then Colorado beat him outright. It's great.
Yeah. And you're right. They don't have that. Well, look, Colorado's basketball history hasn't been, like I said, there's Chauncey Billups and Donnie Boyce, and there ain't that much history there. So they got to build it up. All right.
Tad's been good with less talented rosters. It's just this is a different league.
Yeah. All right. Next up, before we get to the next one, though, I want to let you know that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. We love it for college hoops. Simply pick higher or lower in your favorite player's stats. Available in a ton of different sports as well. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers too. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL right now with their picks and props. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets at the same time from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. That's RITHMM for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Once again, promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. Let's talk about the Houston Cougars representing the AAC in the Big 12.
Back-to-back regular season champs.
Yep.
Should have had a natty, man.
Should have had a natty. I felt bad for Kelvin Sampson. He's won almost 800 games.
He's pretty good.
It's pretty impressive. Built him a goddamn statue. Brought the program back to where it should be. Remember, they were awesome in the 80s when they had Cadillac Anderson and Olajuwon and company, Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide. And they've lost 14 games the past 3 seasons. So, guys, I know I got to break down the roster, but they're my preseason pick to win the Big 12.
Very bold of you.
Yes, that's why you subscribe. Look, they did lose some guys.
Yeah.
I was just at ACC Media Days. Terrence Arsenault, he's gone. He's out of here. Juwan Roberts gone. LJ Cryer gone. Malik Wilson gone. Javier Francis gone. But they still bring back a couple good pieces there in Uzan and Emmanuel Sharp, as well as they still have Tugler. Tugler played big for them in a couple games last year.
Yep.
Ramon Walker, as well as Mercy Miller and Cedric Lath. They bring in some big time talent, young kids. Chris Cenac from a 5-star, number 7 recruit in the nation. How about Kingston Flemings? No relation to Vern. A 4-star coming in, 23rd recruit in the nation. Also the 16th recruit in the nation, and Isaiah Harwell. And don't forget Bryce Jackson, another freshman they're excited about. And Jacob McFarland's back. He was a freshman a year ago that was out with a broken leg. And they go out in the portal, bring in one damn guy. It's refreshing to do this roster. Khalifa Seiko from no relation to Jose, from Sam Houston State. Culture. Smash them to win the regular season. Mac, don't you try to pivot from these AAC champs.
Yeah, I mean their culture's unreal. If you want to poke a hole at Houston, they do lose 2 big seniors that were pivotal. Juwan Roberts, I mean, we know what he meant to Kelvin Sampson in that program, and then LJ Cryer, who came over from Baylor. And then Francis also was a pretty decent loss as well. So they did lose some guys, but they've lost guys. I mean, they lost Jamal Shed a couple years ago, and they plug it right in, and their culture's the best in college basketball, them in Purdue. So Uzan, Sharp, I think Uzan will have a huge year 2 of Kelvin Sampson's system. And Tugler, I think, will have a huge year sliding into the main man in the front court. So
they lost, was it Caleb Mills too?
They lost more last year and had more questions last year than they had the previous 4 or 5. And that's why, nobody really in the media was really on Houston in the preseason last year. It was a lot of Kansas. It was some Baylor. It was some, who else was there last year? Arizona and Iowa State. There was not a lot of Houston love for first place in the Big 12 preseason.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that you may worry is the leadership, just because of how much Roberts was like the vocal guy as a player for Kelvin Sampson, but they're still going to be a 1 seed. I mean, they'll probably win the regular season again.
Yeah, year after year, Sampson's just proven to us that he's one of the best coaches in the game. It's been 3 straight years with a top 5 defense nationally, 5 straight years inside the top 10, and all of this is coming at Houston, and they're now in the Big 12 playing, quality game after quality game, not a whole lot of cupcakes in between, like you get at the AAC, Colby, or as they like to call themselves now, the American.
Also Houston was doing the same in the American that they're doing in the Big 12. So
I agree.
That one.
But also a little bit under the radar, the Cougars have had 7 top 25 offenses per KenPom with this Kelvin coaching staff. Uzan was really good at distributing last year. He could knock down the 3-ball when he was needed as well. You've got 2 seniors in this backcourt, him and Emmanuel Sharp together. I love that. And JoJo Tugler was one of the best defenders in the country last year, and he had some really big moments in the tournament, like Colby mentioned. 3 of their top 6 returned from last year while being supplemented by, honestly, one of the best recent memory freshman recruiting classes at Houston. Houston didn't sell out for these freshmen. They are physical, and they fit the program identity. Houston's going to be really good once again this season, and it really shouldn't come as a surprise. So, yeah, I agree with Colby. I have Cougars number 1 too.
Yeah, and I mean, look, when UConn left the AAC, they've done pretty good in the Big East. SMU left the AAC, went to the ACC top 4 finish. So I mean, we can go on and on and on about this, about how the American is the greatest conference, and they basically get you ready for the big time.
I hate that league.
Next up, we got.
There's no rivalry.
Now I know why you're not going to the Tulsa game. Next up, we got the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm not falling for it, Mac. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not falling for this shit.
Falling for what?
They're great in the regular season. I will never take them in the NCAA tournament ever again. All right.
I thank you for coming around on this. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
16s in 4 years.
This is the Mac one that I listen to that I go, I can't anymore. I can't.
Yeah.
All right. I cannot go there anymore.
That means this is the year. This is the year, maybe.
194 and 108. And they've had 3 straight winning seasons. Last season they were 25 and 10. The year before 29 and 8, and 19 and 14 the year prior for TJ Otzelberger. And they return a good amount of production. Lipsy's back at the guard, as well as how do I pronounce that again? Hesse, right? And then Milan who's not going to work here anymore, is going to be back at the forward spot. Joshua Jefferson also. Oh, I can't talk. They're all back. A lot of minutes. They went out to the portal and brought in Blake Buchanan. Oh, Blake Buchanan from UVA. Played a lot of minutes there with the Cavs. Dominic Nelson from Utah Valley. And then IPFW's Eric Mulder. X-Files music. Play that shit going. He's in. And then they hit the portal. Or I'm sorry, they hit the recruiting trail, not the portal. And brought in this German fella who's they're excited about, Domingas Plata. Xavier Mitchell, a 4-star. Jamarian Baton. And Killian Torre. So 3 players in the top 150 coming into the Cyclones. Man. All right, Max. Why is Iowa State making the Final Four?
Hey, they've been knocking on the door, man. I mean, you look at it: 29 wins 2 years ago, 25.
I'm done with this fucking team.
95 and 45 in his time at Iowa State, and they were a 500 program. Well, first off, the year before he got there, Prohm was 2 and 22, so he flipped it quick. 4 straight NCAA tournaments, 2 Sweet 16s. I love this roster coming back, and just like Houston. They have a culture, man. They're gonna fucking guard the hell out of you. They're gonna be super physical. It's if they can make enough shots come March. And last year, they were super banged up at the end of the year. Lipsy played like the whole conference played with a broken wrist. So I love Iowa State. Them and Houston are my top 2 teams.
Yeah, but Tim and Lipsy's
Remember
also
when they lost to Pitt?
That was a god awful.
They couldn't put
like
ball
30
in.
points.
There was a lid on the bucket, and I made fun
free
of Matt
throws.
forever.
That was the flukiest game I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, that's the problem with them. They just go cold, man.
I mean, Mac mentioned it. Like, health was a pivotal thing that this roster didn't have last year, and they're running it back. Now, I don't want to predict injury and don't want to say injury prone, but Tim and Lipsy's already out for 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not like we're predicting this. He's not starting the year healthy. So this offense was not that efficient without Lipsy. And when he was playing hurt, it wasn't as good as it was with him. So I don't know where they're starting this year. And that's not a good thing because I don't think that this team has a lot of quality and reliable depth that's young, and I think if you have to rely on that early and often, that's not a very great recipe. But what I will say, Momcilovic is lethal from deep. Joshua Jefferson can stuff the stat sheet in a variety of ways, and outside of Houston, Otzelberger's Iowa State defense has been the best unit in the Big 12. Like, literally, it's just Houston those 2 years, and then Iowa State was second. And the previous 2 other years in Otzelberger's era, Iowa State was number 1 in both. So they've in inverse to that, the offense hasn't been very great. It's finished in the bottom half of the Big 12 in 3 of the 4 years Otz has been in Ames. So I have very valid concerns about how good this offense could be this year, especially if Lipsey's not going to begin the year healthy. So I have Iowa State in the top 5, but I'm not like all the way bought in this year.
All right, let's move over to the next team. That is the Kansas Jayhawks. Bill Self.
Look at that dirty smile.
836 wins. How's Bill Self's health doing?
Dude, ever since he had that heart attack, Kansas hasn't been the same. I mean, that and Dickinson, but Dickinson's finally gone. You got to get our Hunter Dickinson jabs in.
Yeah. That was in my notes too.
They're due for a great season.
They're probably going to win the Natty now.
Yes. You look at Self's record and resume. I think he's won the Big 12 every year that he hasn't added Dickinson on his roster.
Yeah, they're a lock to win it. Actually, the more I think about it,
that was the first nugget or like thing that I was going to hit on in my notes. It's like, so Self has had 7 top 20 defenses in a row, but the offenses have been a little hit or miss lately. There's 2 reasons for that. One, the logical reason could be just the landscape of college athletics. Players are committing to play for more than just the blue bloods around the country. Or you can really just blame the recent lack of success on the Hunter Dickinson era, because you look at this kid and he's like ruined shit on social media by shit talking teams before they play them. And then they come out with bulletin board material and then they get upset when they're a 15-point favorite, or, you know, this guy can't defend a ball screen for his life. So Big 12 teams were just putting him in the spin cycle. Mac was thoroughly enjoying that the last 2 years.
Hilarious.
So this roster, not much back.
Is that a good thing though?
I think that's a blessing in disguise.
I like Flory Badunga being like one of the only like guys returning. I liked him last year.
They got him. They got Jamari McDowell. They got a Big Mac. We got the Big McDowell. And they go out and get Melvin Council from the Bonnies. Played well for them. Jaden Dawson from the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago. Trey White from the Illini. And then the freshman. I mean, they have a Canadian transfer too deep on the bench, but the freshman, Darren Peterson, supposed to be a baller, number 2 recruit in the nation. Bryson Tiller, the number 42 recruit in the nation, and enrolled early too. Cole Rosario, also a 4-star coming in, and then they go out to Brazil and get Samus Calderon and Paul Mbaya from the French League. I mean, yeah, they're going to be improved, guys. I'm pretty sold on them being vastly improved, without question. So, yeah, let's go. Load me up some stock in these Jayhawks without that bozo. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take Kansas a year after the year and post Dickinson. Noah mentioned it. I mean, Bill Self's won 15 Big 12 titles. Then he gets Dickinson and he finishes 5th and 6th. So, I mean, hey, we have a large sample size of Bill Self finding a way in the Big 12. So, I do worry about his health and how much pop he has left in him, just because he's had 2 issues now in a 4-year sample size. But I mean, I think the freshman is the best. I think he's better than AJ. I think Peterson's the best freshman in the country. And I think they did a good job, like Duke did, of getting role veteran guys to surround the freshmen. So, and I think Flory will take a big step. He was so raw last year. Yeah. No Dickinson in the paint with him. I think Kansas contends for the Big 12 this year. I think year after the year, I'll be in on the Jayhawks again.
And I'll add in, like, all the AJ DePonsa, Hoopla. Darren Peterson's my favorite.
He's
incoming freshman, not only in the Big 12, but like he's my favorite freshman in the country. I don't care about the boozers in Duke either. Like I think Peterson's the real deal, and I think this really young but dynamic point guard center duo that Self's offensive systems do run through those two very often. Like the big man was really important in Self's offenses. And you look at Dickinson, like he was still an absolute monster both in point production and on the glass. I think Badunga could be pretty similar to that, but also better and more athletic on the defensive side. He's going to have a much bigger role this year. The senior wings here, though, are my question mark. Like, these aren't your blue chippers that you're used to seeing Kansas have. There's some question marks and some warts that, like, I think if you're truly looking at Kansas to be a national title contender, I don't believe that these are your wings that you're looking to have, because they're not necessarily your knockdown 3-point shooters to surround a very talented young point guard. But I don't view Kansas right now as a national title favorite, and I see them as just a Big 12 contender, top 5 team, and with a really good coach that's going to get a lot out of this roster. So that's how I view Kansas right now.
Hey, there's some voodoo going on with this schedule, by the way. Houston, Arizona, Iowa State, and BYU all go to the Fog this year. I think old Yormark's looked out for Coach Self here with this schedule.
Yeah, let me load up that schedule, by the way.
Kansas doesn't have to go to Houston. Kansas doesn't have to go to BYU. What's going on here? Did he call a favor in here?
Protecting the brands, pulling a Sankey, right? Yeah. Well, I can tell you this: November 7th, they're at the Dean Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I might have to get myself out to that game. Then they get Duke in New York City for the State Farm Classics thing. They're also in the Players Era Tournament in Vegas. They're getting Notre Dame and Syracuse, as well as, remember, they have UConn coming to them on December 2nd. That is fantastic. We also get the Missouri game. Remember, Missouri stormed the court on them. Why is that in Kansas City as opposed to in the Fog? But anyway, that's happening. They also get the Pussy Pack. Don't forget, they play the Pussy Pack in Raleigh, North Carolina on December 13th, as well as the Davidson Wildcats on December 22nd. So fun little non-con schedule there. And I do appreciate a couple of those being actually, they play NC or Carolina actually at their stadium. It's not in Greensboro or some shit. So credit to them there. Anything else you guys want to say about these Jayhawks? They look good.
Just on a mysterious stranger, he doesn't get that this is also like an entertainment show, and we're not being like totally like analyzing how great Otzelberger has been, because we all understand that he's done a tremendous job. So
yeah, no, I know he's done a great job, but we're saying is that we've
they like to bust my balls because
we've lost a lot of money in the NCAA tournament. I have personally. I don't know about Noah, but in the NCAA tournament, and I've watched a lot of games in the NCAA tournament where his team shoot like 5%, and you're just like, God damn it! Why did I take Iowa State? Why did I buy into the hype? They're great in the regular season. They are absolutely great in the regular season, year in and year out. It's just I can't trust them at neutral sites,
especially in that building, Hilton.
Yeah,
so good, Hilton.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the likes of Kansas State. Jerome Tang, make or break year, perhaps. 61-41. Had his first losing season in Manhattan, but things have just gotten worse after the Marquise Noel year. 26-10 that year, but then 19-15, and last year 16-17. Big year for Jerome Tang and company. And you look at it, they have nobody back. In fact, we did get a clip from Jerome earlier this year.
And you know what? I'm jacked about another opportunity. I'm like, let's go. Now, I met with the team. There is no team.
They brought in a lot of guys. Marcus Johnson, my boy, the most entertaining man in sports, coming in from Bowling Green, 16 points a game, and he could shoot. You know, I'm excited for that get. I'm insulted by this publication saying he's on the bench, by the way. Just, who the hell do you think you're talking to? Kamari McGriff, no relation to Fred, coming in from UNC Wilmington. Nate Johnson, former MAC Player of the Year, coming in from the Akron Zips. PJ Haggerty, God damn it, he's still doing it. Coming in from Memphis. Abdi Bashir from the Monmouth Hawks. Remember, he balled out with Monmouth a season ago. Is also, the freshman, the German, Elias. Oh man, Rapicu. Is it that easy, or am I fucking this all up?
No idea. That's German. I took 3 years of German, but I have no idea. What hilarious.
Yeah, they also got an Italian in Doran Buca. I mean, guys, this is gonna be a better team. I see improvement. I see improvement here in Manhattan, in the Little Apple. Mac, you agree?
I do. It is a little bit of a journeyman team, all over the place. Last couple years, they've really struggled offensively. Defensively, they've been good under Tang, but for whatever reason, they've struggled to make shots. So they went out and got a couple guys that can go get some buckets. I mean, Haggerty can score the ball, but Bashir can score the ball. This is a huge year. I think K-State's middle of the pack here, which gets them into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, this is the year. And they feel good about Tang. They feel good about Tang going into the next year.
They are spending money, too, on this roster, back-to-back years. They need to deliver here.
That's a little under the radar thing. Like, this might be a hot seat year for Tang, because they've spent big money with Tang after the Sweet 16 year. Like big ticket items coming in via the transfer portal, and it has not worked out well at all in the previous 2 seasons. And to Mac's credit, top 5 defense in the Big 12 in all 3 years under Tang. It's just they haven't had that Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson chemistry click, where they've just had 2 insanely talented offensive pieces that have been able to carry them. PJ Haggerty is going to have to be that guy this year, because Nate Johnson, I don't know if he's your typical Big 12, all around point guard. He was more of a scorer with Akron. And then you look at Bashir, I think he's a great wing. Last year, he took 10 threes a game for Monmouth and hit him at a 38.5% clip. And they've got a good rim protector in McGriff. I really do believe so. So it's just, we saw PJ Haggerty have his really good moments last year, and Memphis still wasn't a great team. So I've got Kansas State in the middle of the pack this year. I'm not all the way bought in here. And this is going to be, I think this is a really, really hot year for Tang.
Oh, it's definitely hot. They need to deliver.
Well, they kind of got a nice non-con. I mean, there's a couple spots where you say, okay, but their non-con, they get a game with Cal on November 13th. After that, they get Mississippi State and Kansas City in the Hall of Fame Classic on good old Peacock, and they also get the winner of Nebraska, New Mexico. Those are winnable games. They do play in Bloomington at Indiana, and they do play Seton Hall, but they get Seton Hall coming to Manhattan. And Creighton in Omaha. So, I mean, look, how many of those are winnable games? I mean, honestly, Cal, Mississippi State, Nebraska, or New Mexico, the winner of that game, I think all winnable, especially in Kansas City, right? Indiana, okay, let's say that's a loss, but Seton Hall coming to Manhattan. And then at Creighton's an automatic loss, but it's a nice non-con schedule. Am I wrong here, Mac?
It is, and I think they scheduled strategic, knowing they have a new group, big year. They need to hit the ground running. So I think they did a good job. They did a good job the Elite Eight year of giving them a nice runway so that they could find their identity in the non-con, so they were ready to go with some confidence come conference play.
I think there's just a variety of outcomes that I could see and be like, oh yeah, I understand why that team completely failed, or yeah, I could see that team being a 4 or 5 seed and how that worked out. I want to land right in the middle right now. By the way, they did Mac, we were going through the A-Sun. Who is the North Florida coach that's now with Tang?
Driscoll.
Yeah,
That's a good nugget.
So they're going to launch threes this year.
Well, and Driscoll and Tang work together for Scott Drew, so there's already continuity, and that's a good. It's good to have Tang have another veteran coach on his bench.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the likes of Oklahoma State. This is one of the more interesting teams, I think, in the Big 12 this year. Because obviously last year, so Steve Lutz was in year one, 24-11 in 22-23, 22-12 and 23-24, and then 17-18 and 24-25. I'm very curious to hear you guys' takes on this one, because I find this one to be a little intriguing, because you tend to think they kind of know the culture now. It is a brand new team, though. He met with the team, brand new team. They return Robert Jennings II, who played 16.5 minutes a game. So he's on the bench. They also return Vukovic, who played 4 minutes a game for them a season ago as a freshman. Okay. They go out to Mississippi State and bring in Kanye Clary. They bring in Anthony Roy from Green Bay. Hey, our boy.
This is a very explosive roster already.
Yes,
with those two.
yes. Isaiah Coleman from Seton Hall played very well for the Pirates a season ago. Christian Coleman from UAB. Parsa Fala from Oregon State. Jalen Curry from UMass. And Victorious Miller, great name, from LSU. Man, the talent is here to be a interesting team, man. If they can get it all together. I know they're excited about their couple freshmen, Benjamin Ahmed, 4-star coming in, as well as Ryan Crotty. I don't know if there's any relation to John. Might be, because the way they spell it. The former UVA point guard who played for the Utah Jazz. Makai Ragland, another freshman. And then the big one, the Greek freshman, Lefteris Mantzoukas. I don't know how to pronounce these names. All right. What are we doing here? Where's AI when you need it? Right? It's taking every job in the country. Can't get it. Come take mine when I read these damn names. Look, I tend to think the roster is vastly improved. It's just, can they get it together? I'm going to say they're going to be better this year. I think they're going to be this team. You ready for this? They're dancing this year. They are dancing.
Really?
Mac, your thoughts?
Last year was the first year Lutz did not make the tournament in his coaching career. He went back-to-back years at Corpus Christi, at Western Kentucky too. He comes from a really good coaching tree. He comes from Painter and McDermott, who we talk about how good those coaches are. So I love the Lutz hire. I think that he's able to get it going at OK State. I don't know if it's this year, but I do have him towards the middle of the pack here. I thought he actually did a pretty good job with that lackluster roster last year. They went 7-13 when we thought maybe they could go like 4-16 or 5-15. So I think he was able to squeeze some games out. Maybe he could squeeze out like an 8-10 or a 9-11 this year.
Isaiah Coleman got a DUI. Where's my gun? You need him. Well, he only had a couple beers.
Still water.
It's America. Why are you even doing a checkpoint? It's entrapment. Bienick, your thoughts on the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm not as high as on Oklahoma State as you are, Colby, but I'm in agreement and sentiment of how Mac kind of feels about this roster. Relatively overachieved expectation last year, in my opinion, with the roster he had early. I didn't think it was like not talented. I just didn't think it fit last year. This year again, I don't know if I would say this roster isn't talented. It's just we've heard some off-court issues about a few of these guys again. So that's the thing.
This is
that
America,
really,
baby. Land a new opportunity.
That's
all
why Colby's buying them.
Yeah,
that's the thing that
My type of
really
team.
because last year they had Arturo Dean starting minutes. I question Lutz really morally putting together teams, but if everybody's healthy, if everybody's on the court and legally able to play, this is a team that once again I think wins about 7 or 8 games this year. When you look at, I like the Greek kid, and if he's not a lefty, I'll be pissed. Lefteris Mansoukas, but I think he's a really good piece. And Christian Coleman was an absolute stud last year for UAB. I think this is a really good front court. If Roy's able to shoot it well, and that translates, you don't need him on the ball all the time like he was at Green Bay. Just sit him on the wing and let him launch. And it might be a really good piece for Oklahoma State, because last year he shot 43% from deep on 10 attempts per game, and he had all the free reign in the world in Doug Gottlieb's program. He was getting sat games, and it was oh shit, we need this guy. We can't sit him. But yeah, Oklahoma State, I have in the bottom half of the league. Like Lutz, but I don't like the team. So that's where I'm at right now with the Cowboys.
I like it. Finally, we're getting some difference here. TCU, Jamie Dixon. Hell of a good coach, man. Over 500 career wins. Still got that slick hair that Kramer loves.
He loves him.
Hasn't had a losing season. 16-16. They were. I picked them correctly last year to be a disappointment to a certain extent, but still, that's Jamie Dixon being a good basketball coach. Yeah. Oh shit. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Anyway, this TCU team, the Horned Frogs, they return David Punch and Malik Diallo. Is that correctly? Malik Diallo, I think it might be. Micah Robinson and Jace Posey, all back, as well as Adam Stewart. So 5 guys back from the roster a season ago. They go out and get Brock Harding from Iowa and Jaden Pierre from Providence, as well as how do I say this guy's name again?
Lutoris Lelevicius.
Damn, you're fucking smooth on that, man. You got to start pronouncing all these names. Tanner Toulson. You doing that dead sober? I feel if I get drunk, that's when I start to do really well with these names.
Off the tongue.
Yeah, Tanner Toulson from Utah Valley coming in. What about this one, Bienick? This FIU transfer, Vianney Salatochum.
Good enough for me.
They also got a K-State trained RJ Jones, who didn't play last year. They're excited about, as well as a JUCO guy, Xavier Edmonds. It's Jamie Dixon. The team will be good, but there's a ceiling, I think, that but I think the team will be a hard out. He gets them to play hard. He's a good basketball coach. So I will take these Horned Frogs to be a bubble team. Bubble team. Probably on the outside for me, though. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I have them as a bubble team as well. The roster, they've had better ones in his tenure, but to your point, man, my biggest compliment to Jamie Dixon is I'm glad he's not at Pitt anymore, because he's a good coach, man. He gets those guys to defend. They really rebound the ball. He went to 3 NCAA tournaments at TCU when they had very little tradition in the past before he got there. So I'm with you. Every year they find a way to just hover around that 500 mark in league play. I think they're going to do it again here. He's another guy. When he has less talent, he gets more out of it. When he has high expectations, he usually doesn't meet those high expectations. So, yeah, Jamie and company, I like some of the transfers. We'll see how it mixes, but I know they'll guard and they'll play hard.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that Dixon has, ran his programs and stuff. Like when you bring in a guy that it brings in expectations and all of that, and then it doesn't go well, like Dixon's going to let you know about it. And sometimes that's not the greatest with this generation. I know Colby has had plenty of words shared to me about our generation of college athletes right now, but TCU four straight top 45 defenses, which in this league, you look at it, it's like middle of the pack for this conference. They're all really good defenses. But for Dixon's case, like TCU is going to be on that bubble because they're a good team on the national scene. It's a young front court. Like Diallo and Punch, both, I mean, first off, great names. Two, I think they've got to really kind of step into those roles and be scrappy defensively because they really need it. But I think that Harding's going to be all right running this offense if they're able to hit some shots. And that's been a big issue for TCU in years that they haven't had a whole lot of success. But this year, Jaden Pierre, he took 6 threes a game last year, hit him at a 34% clip. And the Oregon State kid, the Lutaris kid, he hit 38% of his threes on 3 attempts per game with the Beavers. And that team I thought was really good last year for Oregon State. So I think there is some room for Dixon to really get the best and most out of this team. And yeah, I don't think the depth is all that bad either. So TCU is a top half team for me.
I will say also that the schedule for TCU, they are hosting your Michigan.
Well, that's a return game. Last year, Frankie Collins came to Ann Arbor. This year, he's gone, and we go to them.
On November 14th, they also get Florida in San Diego.
And then getting both of my teams.
They get the winner of Providence, Wisconsin. After that in San Diego, then they get Notre Dame. I actually just talked to Micah Shrewsbury about this. This was part of the ACC when you cut the games, the conference games down to 18. This was one of the games they added. Was a trip to Fort Worth. So you get some non-con glory there. The rest, I mean, it's kind of a favorable non-con. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine there'll be dogs against Michigan. There'll be dogs against Florida. I don't know about the Providence, Wisconsin game. Probably dogs, but who knows? Notre Dame, I like their chances. They do get North Texas, who's been tricky up in Denton.
New coach, though.
Yeah. But still, it's a nice non-con.
They usually don't schedule that tough, TCU. Like, because Jamie usually has a bunch of transfers and he wants like K-State. They want that ramp up where they can find their identity, and then they're banking on if they can go 500 in Big 12 play and just tough out some wins on that fucked up court, that they can get to the NCAA tournament. It's a good home court because of that stupid ass court that they have.
It is a stupid ass court for sure.
It's horrible.
They need to fix that thing stat. All right, next up. And by the way, I know some fans, if you're a fan of Oklahoma State or something, I forgot to key on a couple of those schedules. Some of them is because the home website wouldn't load fast enough for the school. But Oklahoma State gets Texas A&M in Stillwater on November 9th. Old school Big 12 game. Then they get Northwestern at the United Center on Thanksgiving, I believe. Oklahoma State does. And then they get Grand Canyon. And, hey, we get the Oklahoma matchup there in Oklahoma City that they did last year. Again, December 13th. So anyway, I got you, Cowboy fans. Let's hop on over to Texas Tech. Grant McCasland. Man, I enjoyed that team. I thought they were going to go a little.
They had Florida beat. I think we lost them.
Yeah, he froze. But, yeah, my preseason Final Four pick lost to my team. That was a tough one because Florida had worked how many comebacks in that tournament too. So
yeah, the UConn one. It was always on the quick turn. They would have the crazy comeback. Yeah. The UConn game, the Texas Tech game, and then the Houston game. They usually would take care of business. Oh, and Auburn, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do this how we've been doing it. You want to go through the Texas Tech roster? Actually, let me talk about McCasland. This guy is as good a coach as anybody in America, man. This guy can flat out coach. What he was able to do at North Texas, then what he's been able to do at Texas Tech. He was great at the JUCO level for years and years at Midland. He won a national championship. Then at North Texas, he won an NCAA tournament game. They won the NIT as well in his final year. They guard the shit out of you. But he's changed his identity at Texas Tech a little bit. They play a little bit faster. Back-to-back, top 3 finishes in the Big 12. He is the perfect guy for this job. He's Texas through and through, and he's great at West Texas. Bienick, break down the roster.
Yeah, so they only returned 2 starters. Probably nobody more important than JT Toppin, though. For my money, I think he's the best returning player in the country, or at least best returning forward in the country. 6'9" junior forward, played 27 minutes a game last year, averaged 18 points, 9.5 boards, over an assist per game, 1.5 blocks per game, shot at 55.5% from the field, 32.5% from 3. Really good piece on both sides of the floor. I don't know if I can say enough good things about JT Toppin.
He's a dog.
The question that I kind of have for this roster is at the point guard spot. Last year, you had Elijah Hawkins, who was like a 10th year senior. He was a guaranteed top tier distributing point guard. He came in with like 7.5 assists the previous season at Minnesota. And it allowed this offense last year to flow effortlessly. A lot of faith is being put into Christian Anderson being that guy this season as the like pure point guard for Texas Tech. I will say, while playing in FIBA U19 this summer, he averaged 6.5 assists per game. So hopefully that's a little bit more translatable than the under 2 dimes a game he was when he wasn't really the main point guard last year, but he was on the ball at times because Hawkins did have a little bit of a fouling issue. But, yeah, with Toppin, that's one of your best guard forward duos in the country. And surrounding them are 3 40% or better three-point shooters. Tyree Bryan comes in from Santa Clara. He took almost 5 threes a game at a 43% clip, averaged 10.5 points, 4.5 boards, over an assist per game with the Broncos last year. He's a very big piece for this team. And also Donovan Atwell. He took 7.5 threes a game last year for UNC Greensboro and hit them at a 40% clip. The 6'5" senior guard played 29.5 minutes a game last year for the Seahawks, averaged 13.5 points, 3.5 boards. And then the other guy is Lawan Watts from Washington State. He hit 42% of his threes a season ago, shot at 55% from the floor, and really did a little bit of everything. 13.5 points per game, 6.5 boards, 4.5 assists per game, over a steal per game. This team's going to be scrappy defensively. They have a rim protector in Luke Bamboy from VCU. He averaged over 2 blocks a game last year in the A-10, shot at 60% from the floor in limited minutes and shot attempts. And then Mosley, he was a freshman at Villanova last year, but this guy can also, be a really good defensive piece in that front court. And once again, Texas Tech has a really good recipe for a lot of success. Young depth. That's like the big thing for me with the Red Raiders this year is we'll see. Hopefully they can avoid injuries because last year Toppin didn't play all 31 or 32. And that was big. That was when Darian Williams emerged as like the go-to guy. But I think the Red Raiders should be good, if not better than last year's team. I'm not predicting them to go to the Final Four like I did last year because the depth is young, inexperienced, and I just have that question about Anderson being the true point guard right now, being that number 1. So
I missed the intro. Sorry, internet connections here and bumfuck. 403 wins for Grant McCasland in his career, and the guy's a great coach. But were you surprised at the? I
think we lost Bienick now.
This is going just splendid. Were you surprised at the returning production? Like some of those guys, I thought it was pretty. Darian Williams going to NC State, Cambridge, Overton, a lot of those ones were surprising a little bit. Were you surprised that they lost that much production?
I was surprised Williams didn't come back because I thought that he was a perfect complement to Toppin, but McCasland's got to the point now where I just will blindly buy in and trust that he'll figure it out because of his JUCO history and then what he was able to do at North Texas in the portal as well, and then here at Texas Tech. So, yeah, they did lose a lot, but I think they brought in some talented guys to go with JT Toppin. Toppin got paid this offseason, by the way.
I was about to say, with so much money involved with Cody Campbell and company.
Yeah.
It was surprising that they lost a couple of those guys, but it makes me think these other guys that, maybe they just scouted them and they think they're better, perhaps. I don't know, but yeah. Did you already go over the roster? I missed.
We did. Okay. And the Watts kids, I like the Watts kid from Wazoo. He had some injuries. Legit. Yeah, so they're going to be talented, man.
It's a really good fitting roster. Like, if Anderson's able to translate some of that 6.5 assists per game in the FIBA U19 this summer, he's got 40% or better 3-point shooters and a fucking stud in JT Toppin. And then they have a legit rim protector as well in Bemgoy. Like, it's a very good assembled roster once again this year by McCasland. They just got to stay healthy.
Yeah. All right, next up we got the likes of UCF, another AAC power. Johnny Dawkins, former Philadelphia 76er, 324 wins throughout his career. Look, they've been chippier than I think. What do you think of UCF? I feel like they've been a little chippier than I anticipated coming into this league. Would that be accurate, Mac?
Yeah, they're 7 wins back-to-back years, 11th and 12th place. So they're in the bottom half, but they don't really get blown. They're tough out at home for sure. Like they do a good job of having a home court atmosphere, and they make you earn it down there. So, and Dawkins is a good coach, man. He's won at a lot of different places in his career.
Yeah, but the problem is Jordan Ivy Curry graduated, and then the rest of their team left. They go out to the portal. I mean, you want to talk about a brand new team? This is a brand new team.
This is wild.
This is just buckle up. I think Devin Cambridge, to go back to Texas Tech, coming in, 6-year senior. That's nice to get. That's the thing that does stand out is they got a lot of experience in the portal. Themis Folks from Milwaukee comes in. Riley Kugel from Mississippi State. These are all seniors or 5th and 6th-year guys.
To your credit and your point, Torvik has them preseason most experienced roster in the Big 12.
I mean,
if he's going to go down, he's going to go down with old guys.
Yeah, it might be a smart angle. JaMychal Stillwell from Milwaukee as well coming in. You got Chris Parker, KRS-One here coming in from Villanova. Chris Johnson from Stephen F. Austin. Remember, he was at Texas. Jordan Beal from Hampton. He played very well at Hampton. Jordan Burks. I know the Georgetown fans happy to see him leave. John Bull from Mississippi. I'm just gonna go back to a mystery team. Back half. No idea. That experience is interesting though, because I can tell you this. I feel like short of Duke, a lot of the younger teams have struggled. I know Duke made the Final Four last year, but a lot of those super young teams have struggled. So I wonder if they could have an advantage by them being this old.
Yeah, there's just, they have an identity. They clearly like 6'5" to 6'8" athletic guys down there. They did add John Bull though, who is 7'2". So, going back a little bit into the Taco Fall era here with getting a guy that big. So they're going to be a wild card team. Any night they can win. They're a better version of Arizona State because Dawkins is the better Duke or former Duke point guard coach over Hurley. That's my analysis over UCF over Arizona State. And we got to always remember that when they play each other. If there's a big line, always take the points because they're such good friends because they're former Dukies.
They would have beat them in one-on-one by far too. I'd lay a big number on Dawkins versus Hurley one-on-one. Bienick, your thoughts?
It's just a massive grab bag transfer portal team that you have to kind of attack it on a wait and see basis. You look at the previous 2 seasons, UCF's just won 7 games. totally different teams, by the way. One team was like middle of the pack offensively. Then the next year they had like the worst rated offense, but a middle of the pack defense. But on the good offensive team that finished 8th in the conference, they had the 15th worst defense in the Big 12. So are they able to put everything together here this season? I'm not going to be the one to bet on it because we've done that the last 2 or 3 years, banking on Riley Kugel and making a little bit of a progression and kind of expanding his game a little bit. And he just hasn't been able to show, development from the potential that everybody thinks and knows that he has possibly since he started his career with Florida. Devin Cambridge was a knockdown shooter with Texas Tech. But injuries have kind of stifled his career a little bit here. Relative good programs for a lot of these transfers, but it's still it's a bottom tier team for me until I see it from Dawkins in the Big 12.
Yeah, and let me key on their schedule, and then I'll do Texas Tech after this. But they open up with Speedy Claxton and Hofstra on November 3rd. Oh, yeah. Then they get Vanderbilt in Orlando. That will be a fun one. Byington heading into Orlando to take on Dawkins. They head to College Station on November 14th. So damn, within the first week or two, you're getting some major matchups. They also get the Legends Classic against Pitt in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hey Pitt, go the distance.
Go UCF.
Yeah. They get FAU, FAU, a team that obviously had a Final Four run. That's in the non-con. They also get Gulf Coast. I do enjoy the regionality there. Not that many P5 in the non-con. Somewhere is Bienick. Is this where you bring up that the Big 12 non-con is ducking and weaving some power matchups?
No, that's with Iowa State because they schedule a bunch of 300s in compound.
Do we do Iowa State's schedule this year?
I don't think I did. Let me load that up as well.
They play St. John's, Creighton, and Purdue.
Fairleigh Dickinson, Grambling, Stonehill, Alcorn State, Eastern Illinois, Long Beach State, Houston Christian. Thank you very much.
Whoa, the dirtbags. Yeah.
Time out. They got St. John's, they got Creighton, and they got Purdue. And who else is in that tournament with them?
There's no in between.
Hey, it's a ramp up. They got three big. They got three big.
It's not a ramp up. It's just a curb stomp.
You gotta pad that net.
Yeah.
Well, Texas Tech, who I forgot also, so my apologies. We're all over the place with our internet connections. Texas Tech gets a game in Champaign, November 11th. Ooh. All right, November 11th. They're in Champaign. They also get Wake Forest in the Bahamas on November 20th, and then they'll get the winner of Memphis Purdue. So they'll be playing Purdue on November 21st. Then they get LSU. December 7th in Fort Worth. Hey, LSU, go the distance. Arkansas on December 13th. This is in Dallas, Texas. Hey, Arkansas, go the distance. And they get Duke at the Garden on December 20th. All right. And that's that. So let's jump over to the next team. Sorry, we're all over the place. Let's talk about these Utah Utes, who I find, once again, this one's somewhat fascinating because when BYU is loading up, that they had to. We thought they kind of pulled the trigger early, but they went and got Alex Jensen. I think this is their move to try to say, all right, BYU, you're going in, we're going in.
They didn't necessarily fire the money gun on the roster, though.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the money gun like that. They probably did the best they could. And, yes, they brought in, they return nobody basically, right? Nobody,
Keanu Dawes.
Yeah. Just
barely
Dawes.
played.
Yeah.
18.5 minutes a game.
They get Terrence Brown from Fair Dick coming in. He averaged about 21 points a game with them. Don McHenry from Western Kentucky comes in. Gotta like the fact 5th-year senior there at the point. Seydou Traoré from Iowa there. And then Elijah Moore from the Qs. Ja'Kai Howard from Auburn and James Okwanu from the Akron Zips. They also have a few freshmen from around the world. Germany, Finland, Milan. I mean, they're going everywhere here. Alvin Jackson, also a Salt Lake City Community College guy, coming into the roster as well. Guys, what the hell is this team we're looking at here?
And we don't know anything with Jensen. I mean, that's the other thing. We haven't seen, at least with like Dawkins and Hurley, we know what we're getting with the coach and how they're going to play. Jensen, I imagine, will be more up tempo. He was with the Mavs. He was with the Jazz. He played there, so I like that element. This will mean something to him. So, wild card team. I haven't met the bottom of the league, but I don't really know what I'm getting with this team.
You know what? We talked about this, I feel like last year in the regular season, was they used to. So I grew up in the era of Utah being awesome. Went to the national championship, and Rick Majerus had that thing rolling. Keith Van Horn, Doliak, I mean, just Andre Miller. What happened to them losing the home edge? They used to have an insane fan base, and I feel like that has shifted to football. But why is it not there for both? Because I feel like it should be there for both. That's been part of the problem, I feel like, besides obviously the roster and talent and coaching, but I still think the turnout has been pretty shitty for I mean, you're in Salt Lake City. What are you doing?
Yeah. Did you read through all the transfer portal additions? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I did.
Ja'Kai Howard might bring some horseplay to Utah. Because I believe he was the one that was kicked off the plane, or one of the guys that was kicked off the Auburn play the first week of the year.
You got a bunch of guys transferring up here too.
Yeah, to me, sorry, my voice is going for some reason. The Terrence Brown gets just not we're serious program grab. Like Fairleigh Dickinson, just volume scorer, just not efficient though. Like, to me, that's just lazy in roster building. And I don't know how much time Jensen had. I don't think that's an excuse, but I think they had him pretty early. I thought Smith was a solid coach, and I think that's going to be a hurdle that Jensen's going to have to clear here, because I don't think that this team's going to be any better than teams that Smith has had. So, yeah, I'm out on Utah right now. Yeah, we'll see how good of a coach Jensen is.
Well, the question is, are you out on the schedule too? Because they open up with Tim Miles and San Jose State in Salt Lake City. Then after that, they get Grand Canyon in the Palm Desert there. I think that's Thanksgiving, or right around Thanksgiving. They get the winner of Ole Miss Iowa in that thing. That's a Palm Springs Classic or something. The winner of that. And then don't forget they get Cal, an old Pac-12 battle. They're going to Berkeley to take on Mark Madsen and company. They also get Mississippi State in Salt Lake City. Hey, Mississippi State, go the distance. They also they're making a trip to Seattle to take on Washington. Crazy. They got Cal and Washington, and it's almost like they should be in their own conference.
They used to play, right?
Yeah, just an idea. I know they play Arizona and Colorado and Arizona State, Washington, and Cal. Holy shit, you guys should play in a conference. Yeah, I'm with you. This is, to me, when I analyze rosters, I think this is the worst one.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make a case, and we got a guy that hasn't coached a college basketball game yet.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to the Mountaineers. The Mountaineers. Moneyline Mac will tell you.
Best for last, baby.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, WP.
I got my apartment just in time for basketball season.
Oh, well played. And you got Boss Hog here. I don't call him Ross Hodge. I call him Boss Hog. 192 and 48. Third coach, four coaches in 4 years.
Yeah.
That is quite that's the only thing we should hesitate with Bienick, because I know he's gonna tilt this thing and say they're gonna win the Natty. But Dub V, obviously, they got a brand new roster. Surprise, surprise. Jasper Floyd is coming in from North Texas, following over Boss Hog, and same with Brennan Laurent from North Texas coming in. The rest, they go out to Chattanooga. They bring in Honor Huff, who bought out for the Mocs a season ago. Chance Moore, a fifth-year senior, and that's something that does stand out, is the experience, similar to UCF in what they did here, bringing in a lot of experience there with Lauren.
8 upperclassmen and probably your rotation here.
Yes, yes. Trayson Eaglestaff, too, remember from North Dakota, he coming in, he was balling out last year.
He single-handedly beat South Dakota State in that conference tournament.
Yeah, insane
like
stuff.
50 points.
Morris Agsuik, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Harlan Oboya. He was good at Wilmington, though. I do remember him. Jackson Fields from these Troy Trojans. And then a couple freshmen, including a top 120 recruit in Jaden Forsyth. Mac, the floor is yours on why they're winning the national championship.
Because it's the greatest university and greatest program ever to be established in the greatest state. I think it's going to be very similar to last year. I think it's a bubble team. I think that I like the pieces that he brought in, because he brought guys in from all winning programs, and all guys that I know they're transferring up, but you look at it, North Texas, they won 27 games, won the NIT. Chattanooga, they played in the NIT championship. Actually, wait, no, Chattanooga won the NIT over North Texas. Sorry.
Great game, by the way.
Yeah, that was a fucking juggernaut of a game. So Honor Huff.
Was it North Texas or UC Irvine? Because I thought I was sweating out.
I think it was UC Irvine.
I was sweating out Irvine.
North Texas lost, I think, in the Final Four. You're right.
Because we were doing, for some reason, we were doing a show as I was watching my UC Irvine bet just disintegrate.
Yeah, that game was fantastic.
Yeah, it was Irvine. You're right. But Chattanooga came back and beat North Texas, Hodge's final game, and then he said, "I got to get Honor Huff on the team." So the Bonnies, that's always a winning program. North Texas, Wilmington, it's always good. They were in the NCAA tournament. North Dakota is the only team that really is not a winning program, and then Troy winning the regular season in the Sun Belt. So we know with Hodge, man, what they're going to do. They're going to play super slow. They're going to guard the shit out of you and drag it in the mud and make it a rock fight. So Grant McCasland was able to make the transition 2 years ago into the Big 12 and have success. Hodge will too. I think it'll take a minute. Like I said, bubble team, but unlike last year, Bubba ain't going to fuck us. We're getting into the dance. Let's go.
Bienick, your thoughts?
I'm actually with him. I like West Virginia's roster a lot this year. I like the fact that Hodge brings over 2 of his guys from North Texas, one of them being the point guard and Jasper Floyd, and also a big man in Brennan Laurent, which I like that if you're going to bring over just 2 guys, have it be 2 like your point guard and a big man, and then supplement the point guard with some deadly 3-point shooters, and you've got that. And Honor Huff and Trayson Eaglestaff, I'm not quite sure how much of the defensive side he has, but
gotta hide him.
but Huff is the feisty one, and Huff was getting him up last year and hit him at 42% on 8 attempts, and Eaglestaff 36% on 7 attempts per game. Like, those are 2 really good wings to surround your point guard with. There's a lot of experience on this team. I like that a lot. They've got a 7-footer in Obioa who can put the ball in the hoop. He I think could work on a little bit of endurance, like playing throughout the game, because he only played 20 minutes at UNC Wilmington in the CAA. And now stepping into that starting 5 role in the Big 12 is a big jump. So we'll see how that goes. If I'm circling like one thing of something I'm not quite sure about, a question on this roster, it would be at the 5. Because if it's not him, I don't think that they're like, Mac, am I wrong? Do you have a true center if it's not Harlan?
No, that'd be the whole that maybe there's not as, I mean, maybe they slide Fields over there and play super small like they did with DeVries last year. But yeah, I mean, I like the pieces. I like the experience, and it's going to be an entertaining team because you have a couple guys that can light it up in Huff and Eagle staff, and then you have a bunch of really role guys that buy into their roles and just want to guard and compete. So, let's go.
Yeah, just hopefully the threes go in, right?
Yeah,
like you're gonna suck that clock, launch a three under 5 seconds, and if they go in, you're gonna be a damn good team. And I have them in the NCAA tournament, so I like this team.
Let's talk about the schedule because the Backyard Brawl is in Morgantown this year, November 13th. Sure, the apartment, the apartment will be rocking for that one. Then
Thursday night too, Thursday. Oh yeah.
How about this one? November 21st. They'll be taking on the Clemson Tigers in Charleston, South Carolina. I think I might be at that. Then on the 23rd, what I love about this is I can pair this with my college football Saturday. So if I do Clemson on the 21st down in Charleston, they give us Saturday off, and then on Sunday it's Georgia or Xavier. This is perfect. I think I might have to make this happen. The winner of Georgia Xavier, they will play. They get Wake Forest in Charleston, West Virginia on December 6th. I believe Steve Forbes said that was one of the games also that they were able to schedule with the extra when they cut down the ACC conference schedule. Then Ohio State in Cleveland there. Hey, West Virginia, go the distance.
That game's always in Cleveland.
Yeah, just come on, campus. But yeah, let's. I'm excited to watch them. I'm decently high on them as well.
Last year, Mac knows it. I was not in on Dub V. This year, I think this team is going to be fun, and that's always a good thing. Like even if you're losing, they're going to be a fun team to watch. But two, I think it's a great system where even if it's not like the perfect fit for what Ross Hodge wants in year one, they're going to play slow, and if they hit shots, they're always going to be in that game.
Yeah.
Protect home court, you go to the tournament. Easy formula.
It's easy when the Big 12 rigs it with all those 300s in the 9.
There he goes. Right? There he goes with his fake.
Colby doesn't read those when he does the schedules. You notice that?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, man. Just
playing 20 goddamn Big 12 games. If you gotta have a couple games to get your freshmen in, so that they can transfer in the off season.
Did you guys cancel ECU like you did in football?
I'd love to play ECU. Do you even have a basketball team?
Put us on the schedule, buddy. All right. You heard of this guy Tristan Newton who won a bunch of natties, brought that ECU winning culture up the stores, huh?
Did he win him at ECU?
Pretty much. Those trickled down. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get to our rankings because we have a football show we got to do as well. Coming up next, we will have in about 45 minutes or something. We got to get a bite to eat or something. All right, guys, at number 16 in the Big 12. Well, I already told you. It's those Utah Utes. All right. I mean, I just don't think the talent's on the roster. So at 16, Utah. Mac?
I have Utah at 16 as well. And like you said, we don't think the talent's there. And then we have a guy that hasn't coached a college basketball game. How can you be in on this team?
Yeah. First-year head coach. And I liked Craig. I legitimately liked Craig Smith. I didn't get that firing.
I didn't.
And then it would have made a lot of sense if you fired the money gun and brought in a roster with your new coach. And they didn't. So, yeah, I don't think this is a good formula at all for a healthy program. Utah.
Wow, we all agree. At number 15, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. What does Jordan W say? He stops. He can't remember shit. He's like, you can't be fooled again. All right, that's my point. You can't be fooled again. Arizona State, 15th. Get Venezia's Pizza though. It's fantastic in Tempe.
Cosign. I have Arizona State at 15 as well. I'm not buying into this shit.
I have Colorado there. I think Tad Boyle is a good coach, but that is the worst roster in the league. Utah has the first-year head coach that puts them in 16th. Colorado is just not a lot to like there.
What happened when we played those Gators in the tournament? Took down those pussies. Gator bait. All right.
That's what Todd Golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different Tad.
Yeah. At number 14, I got the very, very, very golden UCF Knights. You got a lot of experience. All right. But you ain't a basketball school. All right. You got to earn it. You got to prove it to me. So I got the UCF Knights there. Mac, who do you got at 14?
I got your Buffs here. Hey, that's a jump up. I told you they take a step, 16 to 14. The roster still is not there. You're gonna have them at like 13.
I have the mid-major all-star team that is Arizona State 14.
All right, so let's go to 13. At 13, I have the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Oh, yeah, he's fired if they go 13.
Oh yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
He's gone in January.
Hugs is coming back, baby. Hugs is coming back. Let's go.
Jared Calhoun. Jared Calhoun worked for Hugs there. That's who they should hire.
I'll see him in like a week.
Yeah,
right? Who do you got at that spot?
I got UCF. There's a lot of question marks here. I think UCF will be chippy at home. They'll pick off some teams, but they struggle with consistency. So UCF 13.
Yeah, UCF for me as well. It's just a massive transfer portal grab bag, banking on a couple of post-type sleepers and a lot of size.
At number, what are we at? 12 here?
Yeah.
Got the Colorado Buffaloes. Number 12. I thought about putting them number 6 too. So let's go.
Do you have your Buffalo song?
Goddamn right I do. All right.
I'm surprised we didn't hear that roll.
Look out, just watch him go. Down to Buffalo. Oh no, it's a guy on a Buffalo.
Benny also saying Marshall's not on that Dub V schedule. What's going on, Mac?
Yeah, because they don't want to play in Morgantown.
Who do you got at 12, buddy?
We tried to schedule Marshall like 20 times. They didn't want to come to Morgantown. It's like, all right, fuck you. They're so entitled. They're like, yeah, you guys should come down to Huntington. Okay, yeah. How about no? How about you come up to Morgantown and play up here and take your check and 30-point beatdown? I get so sick of Marshall's entitlement. I try and be nice to them.
I do kind of like enjoy the thought process of them thinking that they would have more than 50% of their arena.
Yeah, like
it's a Mountaineer state.
Yeah, they lost their mind down there.
12, I have Oklahoma State. There's some characters here that I question, but I want to be relatively positive with Lutz. Like, has good coaching roots, has done it before at both Corpus Christi and Western Kentucky, but I haven't loved his rosters with the Pokes so far.
All right. At number 11, I have TCU. TCU at number 11 with Jamie Dixon. I have him on the outside of the bubble. But yeah, wishing for them.
I have the Cowboys at 11. I think they just miss out in year 2 of Lutz. I think they're getting closer. I like some of the pieces that they brought in, and I just trust Lutz. I think he's a good coach.
At 11, I've got Cincinnati as well. So I have this team as a bubble team, just lacks offensive pop, and I think Miller's gone.
I don't think I said my 12th. Mine was Cincinnati too. So all three of us have Wes Miller gone. I said hire Jared Calhoun. I forgot to say who I had at 12.
At number 11. Oh no. So wait. Number 10, right? Number 10. Yeah. I have Dub V. Number 10. Right on that bubble. Right on that bubble.
Yeah.
It's up to Bubba.
Yeah. In Carolina, we'll probably be on the fucking bubble again too. So, but we'll see if.
Then I have you guys on the outs.
You're gonna have to pull some old tricks on old Bubba.
I know how this works. Yeah.
Watch the tires. Watch your thumbs.
Isn't Bubba out? But that was last year.
He should be out after
the
that.
Chairman only gets 1 year and then they're gone.
He should be fucking fired from everything. A rig system.
Which is a screwed up system while your face of your committee is only going to be there for 1 year or whatever. I don't know.
They got them
I
on.
don't understand. But
they knew they were going to suck, so they put them on. They put them on the chair that year. TCU, I got a 10. I think TCU is going to be on the right side of the bubble. Jamie gets them back to the dance.
Playing game or what?
Playing game. Yeah, I could see Jamie with slick back hair and
I
dating.
feel like they were in the playing game one of those years, right? No?
Yeah, against Arizona State.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so too.
At 10, and I have this team missing the NCAA tournament, is Kansas State. I think that Tang has had some really good defenses, but I think there's a lot of pressure down there in Manhattan right now, and don't know if I necessarily entirely love that backcourt here.
Well, at number 9, I have Oklahoma State, and I got them dancing like Ted. Let's go. Mac, 9.
I got my Mountaineers. I got Hodge getting them to the dance year 1, and I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be above Dayton this year. I think they're gonna be one of the last 4 buys.
Yeah, I don't have my number 9 in Dayton either. I just think the Big 12 avoids Dayton. They just don't get 10 teams. I got TCU. Jamie Dixon always kind of has these scrappy teams. I like their wings this year. I think they might be actually able to shoot the ball. We'll see how the front court's young. We'll see how it holds up. But I like the Horned Frogs roster this year.
All right. At number 8 for me is Kansas State. The Wildcats. Can we say without any certainty that there is a line between 8 and the top 7?
For me, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a line there as well. But
I
got
think
K-State
there's a line of 6. Like I like the top 6. I think those are separate from everybody else, in my opinion.
Could be. I got the Tang gang too. Getting back to the dance here, they're able to score enough points and get back in that guard. So yeah, give me K-State back in the dance, Wildcat fans.
I got West Virginia 8th. I combine Ross Hodge's really good defense traditionally with some wings that can just flat out hit threes, and I think that's a fun combination for an NCAA tournament team.
Number 7, I got the Baylor Bears.
I imagine that all 3 of us are probably going to have Baylor here. Death tax to Scott Drew. He'll get them back to the dance. They'll be better defensively, just like K-State.
Yeah, I have Baylor here. I'm not necessarily sold that the defense is going to be better, but 7 straight top 5 offenses in the league, he'll have them in the top half for sure.
Number 6, I have Texas Tech, the Red Raiders. I don't even know why I have them 6th, if I'm being honest. I was like, oh, these are going to be really close, but I was like,
yeah,
maybe just the carnage that they like the new roster, even though you can make that case for any of these teams. You're talking about a loss here or there.
I think these top 6 are all top 15, top 16 teams in the country.
Yeah. I put Texas Tech at 6. I don't have a lot of confidence with this. I feel much better about Baylor at 7 than I do at Texas Tech at 6. Mac?
I went BYU at 6. Noah made a good point. Like maybe the AJ thing, there is a little bit of a circus element to it, and they're trying to find their roles, but they're good, man. I mean, like you said, top 15 team at 6th place here.
I have 6th. I have Iowa State. Otzelberger's defenses have always been really, really good. I just have offensive questions every single year. And I think there's just a built-in ceiling, and they're already not healthy to begin the season. So that doesn't give me a whole lot to really bet on. But Momcilovic is a dude. And if Lipsy's healthy, I think he's very good as well. But 6th.
I have Iowa State at 5, so I'll go right into that. One spot ahead of you, but yeah. In the regular season, though, I almost hesitated and put them like 2nd because I was like, wait a second. The regular season, they normally show up, but I have them at 5th based off of just the fact I think some of the other teams are a little bit better.
I went Arizona 5th. They are a little bit younger than they have been in the previous years. Caleb Love finally graduated college after being there for 15 years, it felt like. So But Tommy Lloyd will find a way to get him right back into the thick of things. I got Arizona 5th.
5, I have Kansas. Bill Self's track record. The Wings, I don't think makes them like a Big 12 title contender or national title contender. But I love Darren Peterson and I love Flory Badunga. So I got him 5th.
4th, I have BYU. I don't know what to do with this team. I just feel like it's gonna be fascinating. I could see a case for 6, but I was also like, yeah, but they're spending so much. I almost feel like they'll be better than what we like. Than my trained brain will be like, hey, 6th, that's BYU. So I thought, okay, give me them here in this spot. Once again, all of these I have like within a game or two. I don't think anyone's running away with this thing. So Mac, what are you doing here?
At 4th, I went Texas Tech. I think they're once again solidly top 10, top 15 team. JT Toppin and company. Give me McCasland top 4 finish again, 3 years in a row.
4th, I went BYU. They were so much better with David starting last year, and this year's team, they have great shooting surrounding him. For BYU's sake, though, I'm just hoping that it's not a one-man show. Then I think their ceiling's actually higher.
Yeah. I mean, we see eye to eye there. At 3, I got the Arizona Wildcats. Home edge. I'm trusting Tommy Lloyd. He's once again another one you can't trust in March, but in the regular season, he knows what the hell he's doing. All right. So give me those Wildcats, even though there are a lot of moving parts there. Mac?
I went with Otzelberger and the Cyclones here. They're automatic pretty much at home in that building. Hilton Magic, Lipsy, another veteran guard here, and I think that they'll grind out wins in this league like they always do. Cyclones.
Bienick?
Arizona is a more physical Tommy Lloyd team than he's had in the past. I think the front court's loaded with Krivas and Awaka, both really good pieces. And then the rest of their team, physical, able to shoot it. I think Arizona's a Sweet 16 team again this year.
At number 2, I got the Kansas Jayhawks. Bill Self, the Hunter Dickinson effect, real thing here. They finished 2nd. They do have a friendly schedule in conference. So that was the logic on having the Jayhawks too. Mac?
Stunner. I'm going Houston too. I think Houston's going to drop some close games. They've been on the right side of some of these crazy close games. I think they miss Roberts a little more than people realize. No three-peat. Houston finishes 2nd here.
Bienick, if you're still with us.
I know. What's going on over there?
It's on the moon right now. Is that Neil Armstrong we're talking to?
Was that like up here? I think Houston wins it. They're my team that I'm finishing first. But I'm going Texas Tech. I haven't seen any reason to not believe in what McCasland's doing. I think he's done pretty good last 2 years putting together rosters. Really efficient shooting. 3 guys that shot over 40% last year. Around JT Toppin is, I think, the best returning forward in the country.
Yeah. You guys know my number 1 is the Houston Cougars. They're the AAC champs. And when you come in this league, you take it by the balls. All right. And that's what happens. That's why Mac picked them number 2. He knows these AAC teams are for real. All right. But yeah, Kelvin Sampson, you trust him. You got to trust him. All right. Bill Self's having health issues. I know Hunter Dickinson's gone, but I just got to trust. I got to trust Houston.
12 tournament winner.
Hold on. I didn't give out my regular season title.
Oh, I thought you
did. Kansas.
Yeah, you knew I was going to find a way to get back on Kansas. The year after the year, Dickinson's gone, the cancer's gone, and it's a rigged schedule. We talked about the top 6 teams: Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Arizona, BYU, Kansas. Somehow they all go to the Fog. I know what's going on here. This Bill Self voodoo, him and Yormark cooking the books behind the scenes here. This is rigged. This is a rigged schedule.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that before.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say? Or Bienick, what was the question? It was who wins the tournament?
Champ?
Yeah, I'll go Kansas to get that thing done. Give me those Jayhawks. No Hunter Dick. Champs.
I like it. Give me the Clones. Hilton South, man. They always show up in that building. That place will be rocking. Otzelberger wins another one in the Sprint Center.
I'm going Houston. I think Houston wins the tournament. I have them sweeping again, second straight year.
There we go. What did we say? Surprise team?
Yeah, I looked. I don't think their media poll or just poll is out yet. Based off of last year's standings, Houston was first at 19-1. Then there was a drop off. Texas Tech at 15-5. Arizona 14-6 with BYU there as well. Iowa State 13-7. Kansas, Baylor, Kansas State, TCU, one game within 500. Then the bottom tier was Utah, Cincinnati, UCF, Oklahoma State, Arizona State, and Colorado. So, who has the highest?
Or West Virginia? I missed. Okay,
I think he said West Virginia, and he went out.
So it was West Virginia when he said Virginia. Okay.
Yeah, careful.
I think
that's a sin in the state of West.
Yeah. You kept them out of the ACC.
Yeah, watch yourself.
I'll say, to me, I think the one that I have the biggest jump would be Oklahoma State. So that I guess that'll be my answer, even though I had Kansas State right there as well. But I think technically the biggest jump based on last year's would be Oklahoma State.
I think mine is Kansas from 6-1. That's 5 spots.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know if it's really a sleeper with how many Big 12 titles he's won.
I'll be shitting on that next year.
I think I will with the West TCU. Like I have West Virginia TCU 8 and 9. They kind of finished in the middle of the pack last year. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of teams I'm high on. I have a lot of teams that I think are disappointment or bust candidates for our thing. I think I have to go. I don't have a good sleeper. I really don't.
He opted out.
Yeah.
Went chalky.
Typical college student these days.
Chalk Bienick over there.
Yeah, West Virginia finished 8th last year, and I have them 8th this year. So that's not even like a big improvement.
Yeah.
Shit. TCU. Last year they finished under 500. I got them 9th this year, which, again, still isn't even top half. But that's the best I can do.
For the most disappointing team, I think
it's got to be Cincinnati for all of us.
Well, I don't know, because they were what? They were
7-13 last year.
That's what I'm saying. They were like what?
12th.
They were 11th or 12th.
11th.
Yeah. So that I actually don't think that would be my correct answer if I'm basing it off what because I have them at 13th. I think the correct answer for the biggest disappointment based off of last year would be I'm trying to Utah. I think it's Utah.
Yeah, if Utah finishes in the dead last, I think that's all 3 of us.
Yeah, I think that's all 3.
Yeah. All right.
How many? Give Mac, put it in stone. How many NCAA tournament teams for the Big 12?
10, but it should be like 13. So I'll petition once we get there. I'll go 10. I got 10 in.
9. You've seen these crooked pricks before. They'll do that.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll get 9 as well. Yeah.
So, all right, folks, we have a football show we'll do in about 30 minutes. Database top 25, but also we're going to look at the Tuesday night Conference USA action. So buckle up, get something to eat, get something going here. College football experience coming up next. Noah Bienick's on Twitter at NoahB77_. Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. What's up, Bienick?
Nothing. Just signing off.
Oh, I thought you pointed. Okay. Like you had a point, something to say.
The Big 12 is not going to be the best conference again this year.
Ooh, I like that. Like that.
It's the beginning.
Spice it up.
He's a Big 10 guy. He loves these. He likes these.
How do you like the new Big 10? It's just fucking trash.
I wish I was bullish on the Big 10. I think it's the salty SEC again. it's going to be.
Bienick's a closet SEC fan. He like him and Sankey. He likes Sankey. He likes all this crooked numbers.
He wants the score active pass. He wants the score active pass. He says that's logical.
I want to get into the SEC baseball media days, like Colby's able to get into all these media days for football and basketball. Come on,
we can make that happen.
Call me up, Sankey. I don't even have baseball.
Yeah, I'm sure they get together at a Ruby Tuesdays down there, or an Applebee's. I'm sorry, folks, the college basketball experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. When the season goes live, we talk every single game there is played. All right, how about that? And we've been doing this shit for years. Shout out to the chat. You guys are awesome. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Till next time, this is the College Basketball Experience. Big 12 style. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride a day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And